Hello everyone, Ikuni here, and welcome back to Frightober. Frightober is the series here on YouTube where every day in the month of October I post a video of a horror, Halloween, or monster-themed video game. Today's video, we are returning back to Trick and Treat, a visual novel where a boy and his friends get lost in the woods, and then he meets two mysterious girls. Or one of them, I guess, depending on the track we take. But yeah, this game, visual novel is interesting so far. It's been no choices and all talking. So hopefully a little more will happen this time. I awake completely confused, not knowing how much time had passed. My head hurts like hell, but I can't blame it. Fortunately, the pain goes away quickly just as my confusion. Soon, I'd come back to my senses. My flashlight is lying on the ground, shining towards the empty air. I immediately pick it up. It was my only protection against the darkness that surrounds me. Then I remember that Stephen and Alfred were with me. Stephen! Alfred! Can you hear me? Without thinking, I scream their names in the dark while trying to find them with my flashlight, but there's no trace of them. They're gone. Where the hell are they? What the heck just happened? I really don't understand anything. Shit, we should have just stayed home. That's not proof of courage. We could be in danger. I have to find them. 2:19 a.m. Alright. We are going to just quick save. Yeah. Little time has passed since I started to look for my friends, and I already can't stand this place. I'm going crazy in this forest. The darkness that covers it is unnatural. It is a darkness that steals your own sanity, replacing it with anxiety. To make it worse, the air is damp and cold as in winter, carrying a strong rot smell, as if there were corpses of animals hidden throughout the forest. The atmosphere in this place is oppressive. With every step you take, it makes me more uncomfortable. Since I started to look for my friends, I felt that something is watching me, but there's nothing. I sigh with my voice full of frustration. I just want to get out of here. I continue walking, devoid of all hope. No matter where I look or how much I walk, I find nothing. I can't even hear the sounds of animals. Rather, it seems like they're already dead and rotting. No, I have to calm myself. I say to myself. I stop for a moment to rest. I breathe deeply, but the rotten air of this place does me no good. Immediately, I start to cough, as if I had something stuck in the throat. Shit, what am I supposed to do? This cursed forest seems endless. Should have brought a compass. And even if by miracle I could escape, I cannot abandon Stephen and Alfred. I'm really screwed up. Again, I sigh, feeling on the verge of tears. My frustration is building up, but I have to do my best to keep calm. If I fall into despair, then there's no doubt I'll be joining the list of missing persons. In the end, I just decide to keep walking. Step by step, I should get somewhere. At least, I was convinced that staying in the same place would do me no good. Even if it was only to deceive myself, feeling that I am doing something, I want to continue walking. Time passes without any changes. Only the sound of my footsteps can be heard. Knowing that as soon as you stop, you'll be surrounded by a dead silence is a good incentive to keep walking. But my legs were already hurting. Suddenly, I hear a crack at my feet. Instantly, I take a step back and look below to see what made that sound. What is this? I whispered to myself, surprised, discovering that I had stepped on animal bone. I believe that it's from an animal, although I do not rule out the possibility that it's from a person. But for my own good, I prefer not to think about that. An expression of anguish is drawn on my face. It is best to ignore it. I have to keep walking. Suddenly, my flashlight reveals something. Without hesitation, I point towards there again. only to realize that the surprise that it's the white cat, the one from before, which made that awful meow, but this time I find it laying on the ground. It appears to be fainted and is wounded. Then what should I do? Let's pick her up. I will always save a kitty in need. It is best to continue without waking her. That cat is dangerous. It's her fault that I ended up in this place my friends are missing. I clicked on pick her up. But even knowing that, for some strange reason, I can't help but feel sorry for her. Even if it is unnatural, it's still an animal. I then bend down to see her closer. She's unconscious, and there's a thin line of blood coming from her mouth. I'm a real idiot. I said to myself at the same time I cleaned the blood from her mouth with a handkerchief I had on me. Fortunately, she doesn't wake up. I then close her mouth, making her appearance a little better. Now she seemed to be peacefully sleeping. And after a long sigh, I decide to pick her up carefully. Thank you. I don't know what the powers of this cat are, but if she brought me here, maybe she can return me to my world. With her in my arms, I decide that the best thing I can do is to continue walking. 2:31 a.m. Again, I find myself in the dark forest, walking aimlessly, only moving forward, but it doesn't seem I was getting us anywhere. In my arms, I carry the cat, which sleeps soundly. Come here. Here, you'll be safe. I suddenly stop. It was probably easy to see the disbelief on my face at that moment. It's that voice again. I whispered to myself with no one to listen to me. Shortly after I found the cat, a mysterious voice appeared in my mind. It is a feminine voice, soft and gentle, as if it belonged to a princess from a fairy tale, but I can't trust it. Am I really going crazy? Or is it this forest that doesn't make any sense? I don't know, but I don't like any of the two options. I then feel the cat move in my arms. I look down at her confused just to see how she opens her red eyes suddenly. I become quiet at that instant. For a moment, the two stayed motionless, staring into the eyes of the other. Oh, we just switched tenses there. Hold on. The red eyes of the cat are disturbing to me, but also there's something fascinating about them, something that attracts me. I lose myself in her eyes as if hypnotized, until suddenly she jumps with the intention of scratching my face. My reflex is pushing her at the same time I jump back, turning my head to dodge her claws. I managed to dodge her attack, but in the process I dropped my flashlight. I panicked and acted clumsily. The flashlight falls near me, lighting up a tree in the vicinity. As soon as it left my hands, I remember how dense this abnormal darkness is. I quickly pick it up, not even thinking before taking action. I then light the place where the cat was. Only to discover she had arched her body angrily, as if she feared an attack from me. Those red eyes stare at me, shining with the light of her flashlight, as if they were jewels, reflecting a fearsome hatred and rejection towards me. My body freezes after seeing them. I can't even think. The cat then lets out a thunderous meow, similar to the one before, but weaker, although not any less frightening. There's no doubt there's something wrong with that animal. It must be cursed. Everything is her fault. She must be some kind of evil spirit, a pet of the witches. I feel how panic seizes me. My heart beats quickly, begging me to do something. My mouth is dry, my forehead covered with cold sweat. What should I do? Let's confront the cat. No, I should not despair. I have to calm down and think carefully about what I should do. With that in mind, I take a deep breath and look again at her. Soon the expression in my eye changes from fear to courage. I realize it's only a cat, without a doubt a strange one, but my life's not actually in danger. That isn't a tiger staring at me, but a house cat. Apparently her only power are those weird meows. If she could kill me, she would have already done it. So I rule out that possibility. Her work must be transporting the next victim to this area of the forest, so unnatural and shady. After filling my lungs with air, I slowly walk towards the cat. Her meows get louder with every step, but I don't let them scare me. Seeing that I do not turn back, she shyly takes a step back. In my mind, I smile at that image. The prey is now the hunter. I look at her directly while advancing. Little by little, her meows become weaker as if she was losing strength. Then I suddenly jump and take her in my hands. She hardly resists at all. Not so tough now, right? You look better like this. For reals, though, this would be me. Like, I would go and try to pick up the cat and pet the cat and, like, calm the cat down. She is trembling in my hands. She looks so helpless that I almost feel like a villain. But I must not forget all that she has done so far. It's her fault that I'm in this place. She brought me here. Then if I kill her, would it be possible to go back? Excuse you. You have no idea if her meowing got you in this place. Like, for all we know, you walking into the forest and into the darkness was the gate, the transportation thing. Like, you cannot blame her for this without evidence. For a moment, that grim idea crossed my mind. I had never killed an animal. Truth is, I can't be proud of myself in doing such a thing. But if I do, maybe this legend could end here and now. Then, what should I do? I'll keep her captured. It's a little logical that magic should die along with the cat. That should be my ticket back. If I kill her, everything would be over tonight, and the legend would come to an end. Confident that it would be for the best, I try to view it in my mind. But no matter how hard I force myself to see it, in the end, I am unable to take the life of another living being. Even if it is a cursed cat serving a witch, I don't feel good killing her. I think I'm too nice for my own good, or you just have ethics and morals. So the only thing that remains is to keep her with me, hoping that sooner or later she allows me to escape. With nothing more to think about, I decide the best thing to do is to continue my path. 2:41 a.m. It's been a few minutes since I captured the cat. Again, I find myself walking with her in my arms, led by the strange voice. How long have I been walking in the forest? Apparently not enough to make me go mad, but it should be close. Don't be afraid. Come with me. I will help you. The voice sounds closer this time. It seems like I'm going in the right direction. I don't fully trust in it, but it's the best I have. At least at first glance, it seems like a friendly voice. I'm completely focused on my way when I suddenly feel something bite me. Ow! What the heck? I shout in pain, realizing that the cat bit my arm. Fortunately, it wasn't a dangerous bite, but it sure was painful. Well, yeah, trying to warn you. With my distraction, she takes the chance to jump from my arms, falling a few steps away from me. Quickly, I set my gaze upon her furious, but soon something happens that makes me forget about my anger. Suddenly, the cat is covered with a bright light, so much that it repels the unnatural darkness surrounding the forest, stealing my breath. Under the light, its figure gradually changes until it ceases to be a cat and becomes a human figure. Cat girl! Do 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 do. No longer is there a cat in front of me, but a girl with incredible beauty. I must really be going crazy. She has white hair and red eyes. Kinda looks like a Ruby character. She seems about my age. In other circumstances, I would have asked her out without hesitation. Just thinking about it makes me laugh to myself in my mind. Even at the edge of madness, it seems some things about me will never change. She approaches slowly towards me, one step at a time, with no fear. The girl then stares into my eyes with a slightly irritated face. Her lips are moving. She seems to be saying something, but I'm unable to hear a sound. Are you trying to tell me something? I babbled, still confused, with a face of disbelief, which definitely made me look stupid. Said the girl with a very low voice. I do not understand what she's saying. What? I can't hear you well, I asked, still confused. Suddenly the girl pouts in a bad mood. What's wrong with you? Are you deaf? Finally, I could hear her clearly. And just in time, because it seems her patience was just about to end. Okay, now I heard you, I said, annoyed. All of my astonishment from just a few seconds ago disappears when I see the arrogant attitude of the girl. At least, now I don't think she'll bite me. I hope. The girl then snorts with irritation. What an annoying guy I had to find, she said. At the time, she places a hand on her lips, making a pensive face. Wait, you shouldn't speak ill of someone you have right before you. I was quick to respond. For a moment, I feel annoyed at the thought that I have to teach manners to the spirit, or whatever she is. A pity. So much beauty wasted on someone so arrogant. The girl let out a snort of annoyance after hearing me. I'm sorry. It's a bad habit that I can't quit, she answered without sounding very repentant. Clearly a false apology. Clearly. After talking, she diverts her gaze towards the surroundings as if she was bored. I see, I replied, annoyed. I just met her and I already feel I don't like her. But anyway, that doesn't matter. I must not forget who this girl is. She was the cat that started it all. Anyway, at least could you tell me why you attacked me and my friends? I asked shortly after, acting more seriously. The greetings were over. It's time to get to the important stuff. And why did you bite me if I wasn't doing anything? Before I knew it, my lips would move, asking another question. I cannot lie, I was pissed. The girl then stares at my face. She blinks with curiosity before speaking. Does it hurt, the wound? She asked it innocently. Yes. I was quick to respond with annoyance. I didn't need to say more. Of course it hurts me, silly cat. She looks at me in silence for a few seconds until suddenly she approaches me without any shyness or fear. Second thought. How could a simple human such as me scare a cat that can turn into a person? Show me your wound, said the girl when she stood right next to me. Her presence makes me nervous. This girl seemed to not know what person's face is. As embarrassing as it sounds, I've never had a girl this close, if only it wasn't in this forest. I don't know why I shouldn't trust her, but strangely, something tells me she has no bad intentions. The girl is surrounded by a calm aura, something pure, unlike anything else in the forest. In the end, resigning myself with a sigh, I show her my arm with the bite. Immediately, the girl sets her sight on my wound. It will only take a moment, she said with a complete confidence. She then looks up into my eyes. Perfect. Could you close your eyes? She asked as she blushes slightly. I'm surprised to see the embarrassed face she has, even if just a little. Then I sigh, feeling something wasn't right, but there's nothing else I can do. Okay, I said, doing as she asked. I didn't know what to expect. For a moment, I thought she would get naked or something like that. I mean, yeah, a teenage boy would do that. But what kind of magic can work only when you have no clothes? I don't know, but my mind sure wanted to imagine that. Come on, Axel, keep your composure. Suddenly, I feel something warm and wet touch my wound. I immediately shudder. Wait, what are you doing? It's a stupid question because I knew well what she was doing. She was licking my wound. You idiot, who said you could watch? Was quick to respond, the cat. With her cheeks red in embarrassment and her lips still close to my wound, she looked adorably troubled. Don't you see I'm just trying to heal you? She then added in a bad mood. Sorry, I said, blushing. I thought you would do something more extraordinary. Now I'm not sure. Is she a girl who can transform into a cat? Or a cat that can become a girl? Sorry to disappoint you not being extraordinary enough, murmured the girl at the same time she gives me an annoyed look. Okay. Red eyes shining with disgust. It is then that I realize that the pain has disappeared. With curiosity, I look where the wound was, only to discover that now there's no trace of it. For a couple of seconds, I stay silent and incredulous. It seems that your treatment worked, I finally said, grateful, still looking at the spot. But of course, I have experience healing myself, answered the girl, closing her eyes and inflating her chest to show her pride. I actually appreciate what she did, but I still wonder if she had to lick it to cure me. I understand, but who are you? The girl makes a small snort with curiosity after hearing my question. Then she tilts her head and closes her eyes, making a thoughtful face. It seems I have not presented myself. She opens her eyes and gazes into mine. My name is Ashley. So that's her name. I expected something slightly more extravagant. My name is Axel. By the way, have you ever been accused of witchcraft? Before I knew it, I'd asked the question. I guess it was rather rude of me, completely lacking in manners. Yes, it was. That is not a question you ask a lady. But I must not forget for even a second that I am in this cursed forest. Ashley suddenly becomes silent. A plain sight, it was obvious she didn't take it well. She takes her time before responding. Yes, but that was a long time ago. Then she closes her eyes and exhales, emptying her lungs. She seems to be recalling something painful. Just seeing her made me feel guilty. I'm sorry, it was not my intention to make you remember it, I said, slightly remorseful. No doubt to be accused of witchcraft must have been a horrible experience. Ashley closes her eyes and nods a couple of times. It's okay. It's not like I can blame your curiosity seeing where we are. She then looks at me closely with curious eyes. By the way, how do you know about me? Perhaps you are a sorcerer who's lived during these past centuries? She asked, narrowing her eyes as if she was trying to see the inside of my mind. What kind of question is that? No, nothing like that, I answered at the moment. I'm just an ordinary person. I admitted boring, but she didn't need to know that. It's just that there are stories about witches in this forest. But as you can see, the stories are not very convincing, or else I wouldn't be here. I explained, trying to remove any doubt that Ashley may have. Again, she closes her eyes and nods. I understand. She pauses and looks me in the eyes. It's because of those stupid myths that stupid humans come to this forest just like you, she then said, looking at me with rejection. Wait, what are you trying to say? We're to blame? I replied, feeling offended. Very offended. Ashley suddenly looks at me disgusted. Are you an idiot? Yes, if you hadn't come, my existence would be nice and peaceful, instead of this chaos that it is every year, she said, ending with a sigh of frustration. But you're the one who caused all this, I was quick to respond. I didn't even bother to hide my anger. I can't believe what she says. How arrogant can she be? Ashley opens her eyes wide, surprised. Then she looked at me with annoyance in her red eyes. Do you not understand? Stupid human. Definitely, I don't like this girl. I'm only trying to protect you. Her words take me by surprise. Huh? I exclaim incredulously. You attack me and attack my friends only to protect us? Yes, she simply replied. At the same time, she nods, filled with pride and confidence. Okay, that's it. I'm getting out of here. I cannot believe how arrogant and self-centered this girl is. After everything she did to me and my friends, I can't stand her any longer. Wait! I had only taken a few steps when I heard her calling me. She sounds really worried. You don't understand the real danger you're in here. I stop in my tracks as soon as I hear her. Real danger? I whispered, feeling some doubts. Suddenly I shiver. Doesn't look like she's lying. Yes, I try to chase them away using illusions. Other times I hit them with my powers. And as a last resort, I scare them directly, as it was in your case, Ashley confessed, blushing a little as she felt embarrassed of remembering. And why do you do that? I asked, confused. Something isn't right here. Ashley stares at me with her red eyes. If they continue with their curiosity, they will meet an evil entity that will take their lives. What you say doesn't sound very convincing. I immediately interrupted. Rude. The only evil entity hears you. Okay, now you're really rude. Ashley shakes her head in denial. You're wrong. I'm the good one. Then she said, looking into my eyes with a pure innocence in hers. Ha 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 ha. I could only laugh at that comment. It had to be a joke. After doing all this, you say you're good? Don't laugh. I'm only trying to protect you, replied Ashley furiously while waving her arms. She then crosses her arms and gives me an unpleased look. Do you expect me to believe that? I replied sarcastically. What she said made no sense, but somehow she seemed oddly convinced it was the truth. She was surely a bit wrong in the head. But it's true, you have to believe me. This time she sounds really worried about me. I actually feel a little sorry for her. Ashley then stays silent, looking at me with puppy eyes. However, she soon recovers her proud attitude. If you want, hold my hand. I won't harm you, she suddenly says. I look carefully at her. She has a very arrogant face, so it was a great honor to be able to touch her. I mean, she is a cat, so it is an honor for us to pet them. You won't do anything strange? I asked distrustful, but after seeing her again, I don't think she's lying. Ashley nods, full of confidence. I promise you. I stare at her for a few seconds, making sure this isn't a trap. Okay, but why do you want me to hold your hand? I ask at the same time I extend my hand. Ashley opens her eyes, surprised after hearing my question, then she stares at me with annoyance. Are you stupid? Obviously to guide you out of the forest. She says just as she takes my hand in one quick move. I didn't find myself being dragged by this strange girl. And this is where we're going to end this here for today. I want to thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did like what you saw, make sure to hit that like button. Subscribe if you would like to see more content like this in the future. And if you want to submit a video game for future Frightobers, or just a video game in general you want to see me play, make sure to throw that in the comments below. I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful time zone. Until next time, my lovelies. Mwah!